welcome back my lovelies. Today it's all about the neutral sandals for the summertime. These are supposed to be very effortless, chic, easy to pair with different outfits. So let's begin. And they're all pretty budget friendly. I try to keep it below $100. And we have quite a bit of options. Let's begin with the first one from Target. They're by the brand A New Day, size 7, and materials 100% all man-made materials, so like polyurethane or polyester, one of those. I do like the heel. It's actually a round heel with a little bit of a print on it. I don't know, what would you describe, like a crocodile print? Like a full crocodile look, but very pretty. I like the color, very neutral. I think it will fit a lot of different skin tones. Let's try them on and see how comfortable they are if they do any kind of weird pinching. So we're starting off pretty good, I will say. These shoes are actually really comfortable. The braided detailing, it's very soft. It has a little bit of a cushion, so when you walk, it's not squeezing in a weird way. It's actually providing a lot of support and a lot of comfort. I will say the heel is actually a really nice size. What would you say this? Like a 3.5, 3-inch heel. Very comfortable heel. The only thing I might be concerned if you have more of a flatter set foot instead of more arched, because there's not as much support right here towards the bottom. You might be aching if you are wearing these for like a good 6 to 8 hours nonstop, or if you're on your feet all day long. But I honestly think because they are a lower set heel and because everything else is pretty much cushioned, they're pretty comfortable, and Elodie agrees in the background. And the best part, when you walk, they don't kind of slip and slide, and because the heel and the sole, they have this rubber detailing, so they don't make too much clucking noise. You'll be able to hear you from a mile away. They're pretty subdued when it comes to noise. Now, quality. Okay, $35 pair of shoes. For quality, you can see so many glue lines. There's, not on this one, but on the right shoe in the back where the heel is, this already is coming off. They're not gonna last that long. So I think if you're looking for just like a season, I think these are actually a really good choice, and they are very, very, very comfortable, at least as of right now. And I do like that these heels, you can really dress up an outfit, but also kind of dress it down. You don't have to be, you can wear these like to the beach or whatever else, but I think these might be really good for like wedding shoes. Maybe not for the bride, but maybe for bridesmaids or a wedding guest. The next brand is Steve Madden, and these sandals are more so on the trendy side. They're the dad sandals that look like this. These particular ones are the Margie sandals. They're $89.95. We picked up my usual size, size 7. This is the color black multi, and it's 100% vegan leather. And in the back, they do have Velcro for you to get in. And also, if you want to get in through here, you can. We're off to another great start. The second pair of shoes in terms of look, feel, and just the fit. I like them a lot. Okay, so these again, very trendy, definitely not for everybody, but I like these types of shoes because they kind of give something a little bit edgy to your feet and to your outfits. I like these types of shoes. I don't know what it is about them, but it makes your feet, they make your feet look smaller just because they're a little bit more bulkier, but they're not even that bulky. They have a little bit of a weight to them, but they're so comfortable on the foot. Another great thing, I do like the back. The only thing, you can't really do anything to adjust the width just because you only have one setting right here. One thing I will mention about the comfortability, they added extra little padding right where the Velcro is attached, so that way you're not rubbing your foot against the hardware. And I think that's really smart, and it kind of gives a little bit of cushion around your heel. So comfy, so cushiony, so soft, and it's just, you're like walking on little pillows, but sturdy pillows. The gold is very flattering. I think it's gonna be very flattering, a lot of different skin tones, and you can definitely pair it with different metals, silver, gold, rose gold, whatever you prefer. But I think if you're looking for trendy sandals like this, these are a really great option, especially if you're gonna have it for 1 or 2 seasons. Quality wise, they're not great. They're Steve Madden quality. Some Steve Madden quality shoes I have that have lasted for years, and then others I either had to throw away because they ripped and I couldn't salvage them, or they kind of wore down a little bit too fast. Even the sole, it's not rubber, so keep in mind it's not gonna last a really long time, or they're just gonna start breaking apart really fast. But you can see a lot of glue lines, especially right here where the sole meets the rest of the foot, and just the stitching is a little bit off. But honestly, I'm just nitpicking because for $90, you're kind of expecting a little bit more of a higher quality and versus $35 pair of shoes. Overall, really impressed and really happy with these as well. And there are other colors to choose from. Okay, next pair. Similar to the first, but a little bit more edgy and modern. This is by the brand Open Edit from Nordstrom. Excuse me. So original price, I'm looking right here in the sticker, it was $49.95, but we purchased it for $39.96. Picked up size 7, and these are just called the Remy Twist Sandal in color pink. And again, everything is synthetic on these shoes. But I thought these would be so cute. It gives like a nice neutral look to them, but with a pop of color. I can't even explain it, because I think you could really pair these shoes, even this color, with so many different outfits and different style outfits. And I do like that the heel is more straight, it's not as round, and the twists are not as intense. These are more twists instead of braids. And yeah, I'm excited. I think these are super, super cute. I love the square detail. And Andre said, or I told Andre, that this is what Elle would wear in Legally Blonde. Let's try them on and see how comfortable they are. So the look of these, gorgeous. They're beautiful. Again, open toe sandals. I love the little rope detailing, the twist, not the rope, the twist as they call it. I love the squared toes, the square heel, but the fit, I would probably go up half a size. There is a good amount of support because the straps are nice and snug, so when you're walking, they're not flip-flopping all over the place. Your foot actually feels very secure, and when you walk, the shoe feels nice and secure on your foot, and you're not gonna be sliding all over the place, and you do have really good security, or I felt really good in these shoes. This first strap, it's pretty tight. I will say the straps on the first sandals from Target are so much softer. Overall quality, I prefer on the Target sandals versus this one. This one has a lot of discrepancies. There's so many glue lines, and there's so many waves in this shoe where you can see where the sandal is meeting the strap right here on the sole. I mean, just there's a lot of weird things with the shoe that I feel like is going to fall apart really fast. I mean, there's just discoloration in the shoe. There's a lot of glue on the shoe, but I will say the color is really beautiful, very flattering on the foot, and these shoes look very flattering on the foot as well. They don't make your feet look really weird or extra wide or extra, I don't know what, but I do love a good square toe moment, and I think it's very flattering on most, actually I'll say on everybody, it's pretty flattering. I do like the heel, it's actually pretty comfortable, but the one from Target, the round heel is a little bit more, there's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not security, but there's a little bit more grounding from the shoe to the ground and to you. So I don't think I'm gonna be keeping these because I am probably never going to reach for them. And if I am, I'm probably gonna regret it by the end of the night. Super cute, but just not functional for, you know, the fit. Let's move on to the next pair. All right, so these are the most expensive pair that we have, and they come at $99.95 from Vince Camuto, not Mince, Vince Camuto. These are their Centera Block Heel Slide Sandal in color Dolce de Leche, 100% leather, lining and upper. I picked up my regular size 7. Let's try them on. Again, very similar, very on trend for this summer. Square toe, you have the braided detailing, but I like these as an option. You have a little bit of a heel, but they're a block heel, so probably going to be very, very comfy. They feel very nice. So let's try them on. I like the look of these. I like how they look on my feet. Again, the square toe is very flattering, very edgy, very chic. I like the braided strap. I like that it's a little bit wider, so it kind of hugs your foot in a way. It's a really nice shoe. I will say that's kind of where it stops for me. Oh, I like the color. I think the color is nice. And I think your true size is actually really good. I believe that maybe this might stretch out a little bit, but it doesn't constrict and it doesn't feel awkward like the last pair. I will say because it's a block heel, And because the strap, it's not super thick and it's a little bit more lower towards your toes, it's not around your foot, it's a little bit uncomfortable to walk in, and you can feel a little bit too much pressure on your heel when you stand on right on top of your, underneath your heel from the heel itself, because there's not as much cushion and the heel is very, very structured. And when you walk, let me just have you listen to what it sounds like. A lot of flipping and flopping. It's very loud, it's quite obnoxious. People will hear you walking from a mile away. Obviously not from a mile away, but I'm saying it's that type of a shoe where you can't really walk quiet in them, and they definitely flip and flop when you walk. So overall, in my opinion, I personally wouldn't wear these to like an all-day event, just because I felt like my toes would get super tired because I was kind of pressing my toes to kind of hold the shoe on my foot. So it's a little bit uncomfortable in terms of feel. Now, quality, it's okay. I would say this is better than the other shoes so far, but there's still quite a bit of discrepancies. Like there's a lot of glue lines, there's a little bit of gapping, there's quite a bit of glue lines right here. So I feel like if you kind of open this glue line, you're gonna get debris inside the little areas. But overall, I do like that there's a little bit of leather in here, so it might wear a little bit better. But I usually do like Vince Camuto shoes or Camuto shoes. They last pretty well on me for at least several years, and they do wear down nicely, at least from my experience. But these ones I don't think I'm gonna keep, just because they're not comfortable or the most comfortable pair of sandals. But I do like the idea of these. Okay, so these next pair are more so trendy, but also very comfortable and not as dressy. These are from Steve Madden. These are the Selena Strappy Slide Sandal, $59.95. We picked up my regular US size 7, color tan, material synthetic upper, lining, and sole. Again, square toe, there's barely any heel, so very comfortable. Have a little bit of a cushion, actually quite a bit of a cushion on the foot or the sole. So let's try them on and see how comfortable, how pretty, and how functional they are. Okay, so for flip-flops, for sandals, for no heels, these are actually pretty comfortable. I will say, because there are multiple straps around your foot, when you walk, they're not super flippity floppity on you. They don't make as much noise, and the bottom, they're nice and subdued, so they're not loud when you walk. The cushion is very, very nice. I will say, I think by the end of the day, you will see the imprint of your foot in these shoes, and I think they're gonna stay there, just because I'm touching them and they're making quite a bit of an imprint. And I just wore these for like a couple of minutes and I already see a little bit of an imprint in there. So the fit of these, they're really comfortable. Maybe if you're more of a wider set foot, you maybe want to go up like half a size just to be a little bit more comfortable. There is a little bit of an elastic towards the end of your foot or towards your heel to kind of give a little bit extra movement when you walk, but they're not slipping and sliding on your foot, so I don't think I would get blisters from these. The only thing I'm going to let you know, and the only thing I'm thinking about in the future if I am going to keep these shoes, if you hit your foot on the side, they are pretty uncomfortable, and these little studs, they're a little bit hard, and not hard, obviously they're plastic, but they're a little bit sharp. So keep in mind, these you could damage something or someone. They're not as intense, but like you can catch yourself off guard and hurt yourself a little bit. But I do like all the little details. I like that there's the little hardware all around the foot, really pretty, and I think these are really cool. Trendy, they're very pretty. They add a little bit of like jewelry or a little pop of shininess to your feet. What do you think, babe?
Okay, pretty.
And honestly, the quality, pretty great. I think so far this one is one of the better ones from both shoes. Like, I'm not seeing too many discrepancies. They did a pretty dang good job. The next pair is from H&M, and these are their mules. $34.99. We picked up my US size 7, color taupe, lining, and upper 100% polyester. Okay, these H&M sandals, I like them. I actually like them a lot. I like the look of them. They kind of give me a vintage vibe in a way. I love the little kitten heel. It's not too big, it's not too small. I like that it kind of curves in, so it's a little bit more proportional. These straps, they're a little bit excessive, but they actually look really pretty on the foot, and they're super cushiony. They're straight up pillows for your feet. And on the inside, there's actual different material that's very soft, and it feels honestly like a little blanket or a hug for your feet and for your toes. The fit, if they have half sizes, maybe go up half a size. I do like the way they fit on my feet, but they do feel a little bit more snug. If anything, these might stretch out a little bit, but I'm looking closely at the stitching, and there are some areas like right here and right here on the top where it's becoming a little bit more loose, and I feel like it's going to pop. So there's a little bit of quality. The quality on Target, they're exactly the same price, I believe $34.99. The Target ones are a little bit better. There's a lot of loose threads in these shoes. There's a lot of glue lines that you can see, but it's not bad. Like, again, I'm thinking if you're gonna wear these for one season, and if you're gonna wear them a lot during that season, you will get a lot of use out of them, and I'm not gonna feel as bad if they, you know, break down or they wear down really bad. But yeah, I do like the look of these shoes. I didn't think I would. They look kind of plain, but once you put them on, you're like, oh, they're actually adding something very edgy, something modern, but also kind of vintage to them. I think they're appropriate for many different occasions. Overall, I like them, but I don't love them. Okay, so last but not least, we have a pair from Madewell. These right here are the Randall Boardwalk Fisherman Sandals, $65 US, picked up my US size 7, color English saddle, lining and upper 100% cowhide leather. I do like the color, very rich, very beautiful. I do like the stitching, that it's a lighter beige stitching, so it kind of gives a lot of nice contrast. And I do love this detail right here, the fisherman style detailing. These kind of sandals I really love in the summertime with dresses, shorts, skirts, outfits that I kind of want to dress down but still feel very kind of dressed up, but I don't feel like I need to put on a pair of heels, if that makes sense. I like wearing these to like different dinners, especially on vacations. You throw them on, but they still look really nice and very flattering. Let's try these on and see how comfortable they are. I think you really have to wear these sandals in because they are leather, so they're going to soften with time and with every single wear. But right now they're super rigid and pretty uncomfortable. And the very top strap, you'll see it hits the big toe and the little toe right next to it. It kind of hits it weird, and it kind of cuts it right at the very top when you walk. So that's, I will say, is pretty uncomfortable. But I do like that they're made with leather, so that way it's a little bit better, better materials, so therefore you could keep them for a longer period of time, and they could really kind of conform to your foot. The quality is actually really, really, really nice. I will say so far this one is the best quality from all the shoes besides the H&M, but these are $65. So I will say for 65 bucks, I'm pretty impressed that they were able to get cowhide leather, and also the stitching, there's not much glue on here, but just because there's not much shoe happening, but even just the little details, the way the straps are attached to the shoe, really well. I'm actually really impressed. But maybe go up half a size. That's what I'm even telling myself. Maybe go up half a size so they fit a little bit more comfortable around the straps. And that completes the neutral sandals for the summer, with some of them are pops of color, you know, but they're neutral enough. I hope you guys enjoy some of these options. I think there are so many great, simple but fun, chic, edgy, girly, vintagey. There's so many great options nowadays, especially Target. I mean, Nordstrom. There's so many great stores that you don't have to spend so much money to get cute sandals for the summertime. But overall, a lot of them are super cute, and I could see a lot of outfits paired with each of those shoes. But for now, thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye.